Have you ever wondered what the hell's up with the Tangle ever since Security Breach came out? Hell, we didn't even call the friggin' Tangle the Tangle. We called it the Blob at one point, but I guess the Ruin Files is now calling it the Tangle. So I guess we're calling it the Tangle now. Yippee! And what's weird about Tangle is that its appearance is pretty limited. Like, let's see, they appear in Security Breach, attack Gregory, but not attack Glamrock Freddy. Interesting. But they also attack Burntrap too. So it seems like it has some bias of some sort. Okay, so what happens to it in the Ruin DLC? Well, according to Mimic Gregory, it tunneled out of the Pizzaplex, and that was the cause of this earthquake, or whatever you want to call that Phasma Entertainment slop. And it's clear that it did tunnel out. That isn't the Mimic lying, because we see it tunnel out with like the whole cave thing. You know, like you crawl for the hole? There's Tangle wires there. So, what is up with the Tangle?
Well, that's a good question, past DJ Aiden, because we're about to theorize what the absolute heck is going on with this weird Tangle fella. Hello everyone, DJ Aiden here, and today, I'm sure you already know it, I'm going to be theorizing about this freaking big Tangle fella blob, you know it. Now, let's get into its very quick history. Before we enter the Burntrap boss fight, we get to see the Tangle just sleeping and weirdly breathing too, so that's strange. But if you go without Freddy in that area where the Tangle is sleeping, it will just flat out kill you, so yeah, that's something. But we do see it appear in the Burntrap boss fight for a bit. Now, the way to get rid of it from the little sewage pipes from, grabbing ya is actually something that was not even properly explained. You can actually use Chica's voice box to scare it away. Yeah, thanks Steel for not explaining it, thank you. After we burn Burntrap for the bajillionth time, we get a cutscene of Burntrap trying to get away from the fire, but the Tangle went like, nah, I'm gonna go get your ass and fly you up to wherever I'm gonna fly you up to. But that doesn't matter, because the ending is kinda not canon. I mean, I guess it's canon, but not canon at the same time. I don't know, that's up for you to decide. After Tangle's short physical appearance in Security Breach, we even got a shorter appearance in the Ruin DLC. But that's okay, Ruin made it up by giving the Tangle a tad bit more lore, so we're chilling. But when we go downstairs, we see the Tangle just flat out leave the room. I guess the Tangle does not want Cassie seeing what it's scheming. And that's kind of where it ends. So, yeah, you may be wondering, how the hell am I gonna work with this? Well, let me do my magic, man. Gosh. So, what does the FNaF community think what the Tangle could potentially be? Well, let's find out.
Yep, that's right. I'm back in my physical form. I'm back, and I'm here to say that some people think that Molten Freddy is the Tangle, and I'm here to say, no, I respectfully disagree, and let me explain why.
You see, there isn't really anything FNaF 6 related to the whole Tangle design. Now, if there was like something FNaF 6 related, I would believe it, but there just isn't anything. The only thing there is Funtime Freddy head, Circus Baby head, and that's it. But they're not in their scrapped form. It's simply their sister location form, which, in my opinion, is a really big evidence against it. Also worth mentioning, in Help Wanted 2, we are gathering these little plushies with the FNaF 1 gang. Well, not entirely the FNaF 1 gang, because it contains Puppet, and we do the gravestones in order in the Princess Quest 4 minigame. And I think it's clear that Help Wanted 2 saying that we are letting go of the memories of the OG FNaF 1 victims, letting go of the legacy of Afton. And the Tangle is still there in the Ruin DLC. So, if it really is the Molten Freddy, why is Molten Freddy and Scrap Baby still here when the legacy of Afton seems to be dead? Now, another stated theory is that the Tangle took all of the parts, well, not all of it, but a good majority of the parts from the Rockstar Row museum area and just engulfed it inside of them. That can perhaps work too, but there's kind of one major problem. You see, within the Tangle, there's Bonnie. We see Bonnie, his head, obviously torso, but he has 3 arms. Yeah, I don't think it's normal for a burnt Bonnie to have 3 arms. So that may kind of go against the idea of that, because the whole thing with the museum in Rockstar Row is that showing the old animatronics, right? It shows, Foxy's burnt torso, if I'm correct, and 3 Bonnie arms, that doesn't sit right. But I can see why some believe that. Now, this is pretty well believed within the community, but the theory states that the Tangle simply just the special delivery animatronics. For those who do not know what the special delivery is, it's the FNaF AR animatronics, and they come to your house. Yippee! And they are filled with remnant. Now, this is really solid. It explains why Bonnie has 3 arms in the Tangle, but there's a little bit of problems. You see, why are they burnt? And why is the puppet there even though they are not in the special delivery service? Which sucks because honestly, this theory really had me close to believing it, but the puppet's the puppet. Now I know some of y'all are going to say Lefty since they were supposed to be in FNaF AR, but here's the thing. That's just Lefty. The Lefty is not entirely the puppet. The Lefty was built to capture the puppet. Not be the puppet. Yes, puppet is inside of Lefty, but it's like Springtrap. Spring Bonnie with William Afton inside of him. It's kind of like that. Now, final theory. It is believed that the Tangle is simply just the victims of Tales from the Pizzaplex put inside this big conglomerate, and this is this big wiry mess. Now, I can see it, maybe, but I don't know, I guess it's just debatable. I don't really have much of a comment, but I thought I'd point it out. The evidence kind of goes with, like, the wording with how the kind of dead bodies are described within the epilogues. A tangle of robots, a tangle of dead body parts, if I'm correct. And yeah, it's solid, but I don't have much to write home about. Now, you may be wondering, what was the point of me covering all of these theories? Well, I'll tell you this, it wasn't me trying to go, oh, this theory is confirmed, or oh, this theory is deconfirmed. To be honest, I feel like it's ingenuine of people to make these thumbnails or videos saying, oh, this is confirmed, or oh, I solved it. When it's, in the end, it's just a theory that has flaws. You gotta have hard evidence, like hard evidence, in order to say you solved something, which I feel like is kind of a running issue. So I'm not saying that anyone solved it. And in fact, we're getting near to my theory. I want y'all to draw to your conclusions. I'm going to draw to mine. Even if you disagree with it, even if I disagree with your conclusions, I think it's best that we all just stick together, focus on what's important, and not go, oh, that already happened with the Tales books debate, good God. But enough of my rambling. Let's get into this, and I want your opinions. I believe that the Tangle is a lot of things. An agony monster. A monster that contains the special delivery animatronics. And a monster that contains the remains of the puppet after what happened. I believe that the Tangle was an experiment gone wrong made by Glitchtrap and Vanny. I mean, who else would be making this big conglomerate beast other than Vanny or Glitchtrap, or just something that manifested by itself? Those are the only 2 options I can see. I wouldn't think Phasma Entertainment would make something horrific like that. Yes, they've done horrible things, but I don't think they would purposely make this agony monster. I believe that the Tangle wants to get as much power as possible. And how can the Tangle get power? Simple. by delving itself in agony, fighting as many negative energy as possible so it can become powerful. I mean, it's not the first time we've seen a villain do this before. In Fazbear Frights, Eleanor's whole thing is that agony thing, and it wants to become strong through agony. That's why half of the Fazbear Frights events were caused. It was caused by Eleanor. And ever since the collapse of the Pizzaplex in the events of Ruin, the Tangle can now pretty much do what it needs to do, become strong. So it's just scavenging through the Pizzaplex to find out what it can do.
So, does this mean that I solved the Tangle, the biggest mystery of modern FNaF? No. In fact, this is the end of the video. Goodbye. Okay, funny guy side, no, I did not solve the Tangle. I mean, it's pretty obvious, it's only a theory. If I said I solved the Tangle, I probably would have made a clickbait thumbnail. But you know me, I'm not gonna clickbait y'all. I'm only gonna clickbait y'all when it's April 1st. Because I love it. I love April 1st, I love April Fools. But yeah, no, I did not solve the Tangle. I don't think the theory community is going to solve the Tangle for a decent bit until the next FNaF game. In fact, I believe the next FNaF game is going to contain the Tangle as a very important character. That might be a stretch, but I mean, why would it turn on the Pizzaplex and just sit down and do nothing to rot? It's clear that Steelwool and Scott want to do something with the Tangle, but they just are kind of putting them in the sideline for now. I mean, it would make sense. I mean, why focus on the Tangle when they can focus on the Mimic? The Mimic is a very popular character, and honestly a pretty big eye-catching lore character, so that would explain why Tangle didn't really get much of a special part, because they're simply holding back the Tangle for now. Nonetheless, we have officially reached a conclusion, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. I decided to switch things up and change the style. Think of it kind of like Scott the Woz and Rights host, with how like kind of they talk with then like gameplay, blah blah blah, then they kind of talk IRL, you know, to the viewers. That's kind of what I want to do, and I'm kind of getting tired of just doing gameplay. You hear my voice only. It's just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like me. It just doesn't feel like what I would do. It just more feels like, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of the style. I haven't been for a while, but I could never think of a good way of doing it. I thought of maybe doing like kind of like stills, you know, like there's like person on the top right corner. No, top bottom. You know what I mean? There's like a little talking character. I thought of that, but like I said, I don't want to disguise myself as a character personally. At most, I'm going to call myself DJ Aiden, and that's it. I want to show that this is me, Aiden. And if you like this style, please let me know. I may stick to this style where I do, you know, some like real life, some gameplay, because I feel like that'd be a very nice switch up, and I think it's something y'all need, because I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't blame y'all if y'all got tired of me just like talking while gameplay is being shown, and I can't just do that forever. So I thought I'd just switch it up. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, I'm sorry, I failed you. No! Okay. Stupid joke sides. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe and like if you liked it. Why the hell not? And this has been DJ Aiden, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Can we end this now? Please? Yo guys, this has been DJ Aiden, and I'll see you on the flip side. This has been DJ Aiden, and I'll see you on the flip side.